Hello, good evening all.
Yeah, good evening, Jolly.
Hi, good evening, sir. Behzad, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, we shall going to start now. Please wait a moment, sir.
Sure.
Hello, everybody. Our webinar on insurance shall start shortly.
Ms. Jolly, I think we can start. It's 4 o'clock now.
Okay, we are just going to start. Okay, let's start. Good evening all. Very warm welcome to all the students and teachers joining us today. Introduce myself. My name is Jolly Rajiv from United Schools Organization of India. I am the coordinator at USF for DhanGyan program in schools nationally. Before we begin, I would like to inform that this meeting shall be recorded and shall be shared on our YouTube channel after 2 days. Also, your mic, camera and chat have been disabled now. We shall activate that chat during the session. During the question and answer session towards the end of the webinar. Yeah, meanwhile, we can start the chat box. Okay, shall we start now? I would first like to start by introducing the partners, United Schools Organization of India, IDOBRO and Tata Capital. United Schools Organization of India is a registered society established in 1951 to advance the social, cultural and moral standard of schools in India to global levels by providing schools access to extracurricular activities. And IDOBRO has established itself as a resource center for research, implementation, stakeholder relations. Tata Capital Limited is a subsidiary of Tata Sons Limited. The company is registered with the Reserve Bank of India as a core investment company. Now, may I invite Ms. Neena to introduce DhanGyan? Hello.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Jolly, and good evening to everybody. We are all here for the DhanGyan for Standard 8 that USO is launching for schools nationally. So I was saying this yesterday, and for the students who were here yesterday, a little bit of repeat, but for the new students or new attendees who are joining us, I love the name DhanGyan for the reason that Dhan, which we all love, which is wealth, and Gyan, which is knowledge. Two things I think that are very critical, two words, very powerful words put together. So wealth, knowledge of wealth. And what Tata Capital has done in collaboration with CERE is to develop this e-learning course, and which is so valuable for all of us, not just students, but also adults, because it has so much information that is critical for us to know about concepts and financial concepts and money management. For those of the students who have gone through the portal and who have attempted a few of the modules, you'll find that it's extremely interactive. Tara is very engaging as she walks with you and tells you a lot about the various concepts. So just to remind all the students that you will have to do the first 5 modules for our program. Feel free to complete all of them if you like, but for our program, we are going to do the first 5 modules. And what are we doing here today? We are here so that all the students who are joining us get to hear firsthand from officials, high-ranking officials from Tata Capital. And this knowledge that you're getting is very unique. It is irreplaceable because the information and the knowledge that you will receive today, you will not find on any Google page. Since it's so firsthand. So we intended to have 4 webinars. We completed one yesterday, which was on smart goals and budgeting. And today's webinar is on the subject of insurance. It's the second day in our series of webinars. We're going to talk about insurance, and I would like to take a moment to introduce our speaker today. We are joined and very lucky to have with us today Mr. Behzad Bhesania. He is the Chief Financial Officer at Tata Cleantech Capital Limited. And I'd love to say about a little bit, take a minute just to read his profile. He's been with Tata Capital for 10+ years in various roles and capacities, and now he is the Chief Financial Officer. He has been a banker, a hardcore banker, working with HSBC and with HDFC in the areas of taxation. So I think in addition to learning about insurance, we'll also learn how we can, manage our taxes a little better in a later perhaps webinar. But we are very fortunate to have with us Mr. Bhesania, and he will be taking us through all the nuances and the basics of insurance for us. Sir, are you? So just checking to see if you can connect. Yes, great.
Yes. So thank you so much. Nina, thank you so much, Jolly, for this lovely introduction, and it's a good opportunity to connect with students and share my insights as to the topic we discussed here. Looking forward. Yeah. So, shall I begin? Am I audible? Shall I begin the course?
Yes, absolutely, sir.
Okay.
Please.
So first thing I request is that if you could change the page on screen, it'll be good to have either the students put on their video or something else rather than just my photo either. I guess that will be more appropriate. Okay, welcome. Really good to have you guys here. So today we're going to talk about insurance and the basics of insurance. Let us see how we can understand or grapple with this word insurance, and let us see what best we can make out of this so that we include in our decision life ahead. So you have got the yesterday on smart goals, and smart goals. One of the smart goals in life would be how you would want to plan your insurance. Would you like to do in your life that insurance stabilizes every aspect or every risk aspect of this element? So what is insurance? Now, before we go to the aspect, I will clarify, or I will say, what I'm trying to do here. Everybody has some stream of income, some asset, or some kind of ownership of goods, or some kind of intellectual knowledge. We try to ensure that we impart or share these with them. When we earn some income, and we see that there is any risk element which will be there for that income, which will be there for the person who earns that income, or which will be there for the good and commodity, because of extra factors or external factors, we would like to protect ourselves from that risk. So insurance, in short, is nothing but protection from future risk. This protection is to ensure that you will not face any financial loss if some event or some negative event were to happen in the future. So what is insurance? Insurance is the way of reducing this potential or financial loss or hardship, which may or may not occur in the future. It will help to cover all your costs. It will help to cover your property damage, help to insurance. If it's a medical insurance, it will help to cover your illness. How does insurance work? So the insurance works in a manner that there is a arrangement between an insurer and an insurance company. And that arrangement is called a policy. This insurance policy will define what is it that you want to protect? What is it that you want to protect or risk averse from in the future? This is the policy which will lay down the guidelines as to how you will protect that future event from happening and the financial loss through that event. To ensure that this risk is covered, the insurance company charge you a premium. So the insurer will charge you a premium to the insured. The insured will then base the insurance company a specific amount of. In exchange of this premium, the insurance company will commit that on an event happening, on the point of time that if you do face a loss in the future, if you do face any potential damage in the future, we will make good this loss or this aspect of your damage and honor the policy. Now, the most important question for is, why do insurance? So, like we discussed, insurance is to cover yourself from future risk. We just don't know what is going to happen in the future. And hence, we would like to protect ourselves with the unknown events. Let's say, for example, there is a family of 4 people, and there is only one earning member in that family. If there is only one earning member in that family, and if something were to happen to that earning member, what will happen to the stability of the family if the income of that earning member were to stop? What is it that would happen if that earning member of the family would be injured, would be incapable of earning a substantial income going forward? This risk. And if you are able to identify the risk in your family, in your life, then you would like to protect yourself from that risk. The insurance companies have various products, various opportunities to identify and protect and insure these events. So what did we discuss till now? We simply discussed why I need insurance, how does it work, and what is insurance. So who are the people involved? The people involved are, 1, the person who takes insurance, that is the insurer or the policy holder. The insurer is the person who is protected through the insurance policy. The person who owns the insurance policy obviously is the policy holder. But is the policy holder always the insurer? No. Policy holder may not always be the insurer. You can insure your child, you can insure many other things where the policy holder may not be the first-hand holder for it. Second part is the agent or the broker. The agent or the broker will help you connect with the insurance company and sell the policy. The insurer is the insurance company, and that insurance company will issue the insurance policy. What is a policy? A policy is a document that will lay down all the guidance principles as to who you are as a person, what you intend to protect from the future event, what is the risk that you envisage, what is the value that you want to protect, what is the amount in terms of the protection that you seek, and what are the elements or conditions that you need to ensure so that the insurance policy is valid. What is the premium that you will continue to need to pay so that the insurance policy continues to be valid. And finally, the process of claim. If the event were to happen, what is the claim process? You enter into the claim process. What is the claim investigation that the insurance company would do? And eventually, what will be the claim payout that the insurance company will pay to the insurer? So friends, insurance broadly is of two types. One is life insurance and one is general insurance. Life insurance, as you know, the word speaks of it, it's on the life insurance. So life insurance is focused on the life of the person. General insurance is covering all other aspects like fire insurance, marine insurance, liability insurance, social insurance, miscellaneous insurance, all aspects will get covered into general insurance. Now, there are certain guiding principles. In fact, there are 7 guiding principles that I would like to cover in terms of how an insurance policy works and what is it that you need to ensure so that the insurance policy remains valid. Or actually, there's no finger pointed at you at the time of claim investigation, and you come out neat and clean as an insurer to the insurer, and your claims remain absolutely simple, straight, and error-free. So the first principle is principle of utmost good faith. What is this principle talking about? This principle says that the person who is getting himself insured should be willing to disclose his true and complete information. Now, what is true and complete information? It means that whatever you're trying to insure should be in black and white, completely the truth and not hiding anything. So suppose if you're taking medical insurance and you do not tell the insurer that you're currently having a medical condition, and because of which the insurance company may face the fact that they need to pay you insurance on that, they will disallow your claim. So you need to be truthful upfront, saying that yes, these are the facts of my current position at the time of taking the insurance. If you completely and truthful information share, that is your first step of doing right. You need to do insurance steps in a particular way and in a right manner. Use right, there is no reason why the insurance claim cannot be processed in a smooth manner. So what is the correct information about you? It is correct information about your health. It is current information about your family. It is current information about your income. It is correct information about what work you do, how you do, what is the stress that you go through. It is correct information about what you do as a personal behavior. Whether you are a smoker, whether you drink, whether you do not drink, whether you do not smoke, do you have healthy habits? Do you not have healthy habits? What is the kind of environment that you currently stay in? That needs to be assessed by the insurance company. And it is very critical to ensure that you are truthful about that. Because if provided by you is not correct and has an element of area, there is a possibility that the company will say that this was not the correct information provided and we cannot assess your claim either fully or partly. Coming to the second principle, The second principle is the principal interest, and it is a very important aspect in, to say what is insurable interest. Insurable interest means that you must have interest in the matter what you're going to insure. For example, if I have a car, I can insure my car. If I want to insure a person, that person should be my relative, either myself or my immediate relative. Can I do insurance for my neighbor? No. Can I do insurance for my neighbor's car? Definitely not. The product or subject matter which I insure should be such that any event which happens to that, and if there is a loss arise, that loss I directly affect loss. And hence, this is called the principle of insurable interest. I have to have a direct interest in the revenue or the loss of the matter that I would like to insure. And this is a very, very critical factor, because if it is proved otherwise that you do not have a direct interest in what you want to insure, then it is quite possible that the insurance company may not extend the policy or issue the policy to you. The third factor is the principle of interest by subject is the fact that you are trying to protect yourself from a loss. You're trying to protect yourself from a risk that may happen in the future because of certain events. Okay, it is not for making profit. It is only to compensate you for the loss. You cannot view insurance in a manner that it is an element of making profit. You cannot make profit out of insurance. You are trying to protect yourself from protecting it from a future event. If that happens, then you will be, the insurance company will make good your loss, and you will be rest assured in peace that the value that you have lost has been reinstated or given back to you. So, insure of a amount which is higher than the value? No. Compensation cannot be more than what your loss is incurred. So if you have a policy of, let's say, 5 lakh rupees, and you have incurred a loss, let's say your car has met with an accident, and you have incurred a loss of 1 lakh rupee, you will be paid maximum the loss that has been incurred and not the policy amount. You cannot take an insurance of a value which is higher than the loss that you foresee happening. For example, if your car is of 5 lakh rupees, you cannot go and take an insurance of 15 lakhs or 10 lakhs for that matter, because the value of the asset that you are trying to protect is of only 5 lakh rupees. So you can optimally protect only the value of the asset that you are trying to protect your loss from. This is called principle of indemnity. You indemnify yourself from the actual value of the loss and nothing more, nothing less. What is the actual value of the loss? Actual value of the loss will be evaluated when the claim investigation happens, and on that claim investigation, they will find out what is the component or what is the current value of what the user has lost, and that component reimbursed through insurance. The fourth element is the principle of contribution. Now, what is the principle of contribution? Like I told you that the principle of indemnity speaks about you can indemnify only up to the value of the asset. Somebody might just go ahead and go to 2 insurance companies and take insurance for the same asset. So, for example, if you have a car and you went to insurance company 1 to take insurance, a policy 1, and you go to insurance company 2 to take the second insurance, will you get insurance claim from both the people? No. the value or the principal of contribution is up to the value of the loss incurred. The company that you apply for insurance to will give you the claim. If you apply to both, you will get a claim cumulated to the value of the loss that you have ultimately faced in your business or in your asset or yourself. So if there are two or more insurers, the insurance company has the right to share the loss with the other insurers. So if the insurance company knows that in your policy you have ticked or you have disclosed that yes, for this asset I also have another insurance company, then insurance company also has a right to ask you to take a claim from the next insurance company so that the risk component is shared between the two insurers. This is a very important part because this also rolls up with the fact that the disclosures that you make upfront are important. One of the disclosures would be that have you already been insured in this aspect? Is your life already insured in another policy? Is your asset already insured with another policy? So for example, if you have certain goods and services, and in those goods, let's say you are transporting the goods to another, you have taken insurance of two types. Let's say one is for fire insurance and one is for insurance of loss of business. Are these two different insurance policies and they will work independently? But if the insurance is the same in terms of the transport of the vehicle and the goods and the total loss which is being incurred by the person is identifiable to the goods only, then the principle of contribution between two policies will hold good and you will get the loss up to the element of the goods that you have incurred. The next principle is the principle of subrogation. Subrogation is once the insurer pays the losses or the damages to you, the ownership of that asset belongs to the insurance company. Now, certain type of insurance, this is very, very critical. For example, if your car was caught on fire and it is completely destroyed and it is completely damaged, okay, the insurance company will say, fine, Mr. A, here you go. This was your insurance policy. And based on this insurance policy, you had protected your car for 5 lakh rupees and you will receive 5 lakh rupees. After this point of time, you cannot say that the car is yours and go and sell it in scrap subsequently and make more money out of it. In that case, the insurance company will have the right to sell that car in scrap, and whatever is the scrap value that comes out of that car will be the ownership of the insurance company. So it is very clear that insurance is not a profit-making element. It is not that if you have any damage done, you get paid through insurance as well as selling your asset and make more money out of it. No, it is very simple. The ownership title in certain types of insurance shifts to the insurance company and you cannot benefit from that component at all. This is to ensure that the principle of insurable interest is also sustained. Insurable interest is up to the interest of the object that the person has and the loss that the person has faced. Then comes the sixth principle, the principle of loss minimization. Now, what is this principle of loss minimization? So let's say that, again, the same example, the car catches fire, or let's say a godown full of goods catches fire. What is it that you do? Would you sit outside the go down on an armchair and just look very painstakingly that my godown has caught fire. That would not help. You need to ensure that you act immediately. You need to ensure that you try to save as much as possible to the ultimate extent that can to whatever is getting damaged. So for example, you can call up the fire brigade immediately to ensure that they come as soon as possible to the spot. You can have certain fire instruments at your premises so that if there is a fire breakout, it can be controlled faster, and you can call the police, you can call the insurance company. You need to take some action to ensure that the loss that you are going to face because of the fire being caught in the godown or because the goods are being destroyed is minimized to the maximum extent possible. The insurer or the policy holder should ensure that he has put in all efforts to minimize the loss to that effect. If the insurance company is able to establish that the person, the policy holder, did not act in a rational manner, or the person did not do things to immediately minimize the loss, or if he had the chance to do it and he did not do it, then there will be a problem during a claim settlement. So it is very, very critical that we need to follow this principle of loss minimization so that the entire recovery process becomes smooth and easier. The last principle in this entire set of insurance policy is the principle of causa proxima. Now, what is the meaning of causa proxima? Causa proxima means the nearest cause. What is the nearest cause that has led to the damage? So let's say, for example, that there is a loss which is due to one or more causes. Then what is the nearest cause or is closest to the loss that will be taken into consideration to decide the liability? So let's say, for example, you have a certain goods in your godown, okay, and those goods get damaged because now let's say there are certain rodents in the godown, and because of the rodents there are some holes, vents which have got damaged. There is heavy rain. There is heavy rain, and because of these holes, the rain has seeped into your godown. Now, because the rain has seeped into your godown, your goods have got damaged. So what is the cause of the damage to property? Is the cause the damage to property the rain happened, or is the cause the damage to property the rodent who has dug up the walls or damaged the walls or the exterior of the godown or the roof or the flooring because of which this has happened? The cause will be identified, and this close cause will use or will be considered. What is the liability that the insurance company will want to consider to settle your claim? They're very clear because people would take 2 or 3 types of insurance. And 2 or 3 types in terms of goods, which is more so the case, especially in the shipping industry. It is very critical to identify what is the nearest cause that is led to the person facing that risk. So friends, to sum it up to what we have understood till today or till now, what is insurance? How does insurance work? Insurance works in terms of policyholder, insurance company, premium paying together. Why do I need insurance? I need insurance to cover my risk, to cover a possible loss that might happen to me in the future date. And if that thing happens, then definitely I need to be protected. Who are the people involved? There is an insurer, a policyholder, there is an insurance company. there is an agent or a broker who will help you understand what is the best kind of insurance policy that you will need so that you are able to protect your interests in a right manner. What is it that you will do insurance company called a policy? And what is a policy? A policy lays down the rules or guidelines as to how the insurance will work. Who are you? What is your background? How you are trying to protect, what you are trying to protect, and to a greater extent, what will you do as terms and conditions to ensure that things are in your control. They will tell you the process of claim. They will also tell you the process of claim investigation. Now, we spoke about the types of insurance. We spoke about that, yes, we have a life insurance and we have general insurance. So it is very important to ensure that we insure ourselves, we insure our near and dear ones, we insure the goods that we do business for. You don't end up in a loss at the end of the day. How do you do business? When you do business, you input your own capital. You put your own capital, you buy your own goods, and you ensure that you put them in a protected place and you want to sell them for profit. What would happen if they were to happen to that goods? What would happen to you? You would have faced a financial loss. If you have taken a loan, you will never be able to repay that loan because you cannot sell that goods anymore. You need more money to do business. All these events you need to ensure are protected against. If you protect yourself with insurance, you will protect your from your risk. Now, country of course, provides various benefits in terms of when you take insurance. So, for example, income benefits. If you take particular types of insurance, let's say claim insurance, or you take a life insurance, the income tax gives you a tax benefit. So up to a particular value, if you take insurance and protect yourself, even the government promotes the fact that you will get some tax benefit so as to ensure your financial burden on premium is minimized to a particular extent. This is what is very important. The culture in our society the culture in our country needs to move to the fact that we need to insure ourselves. We need to insure what we own, and we need to ensure that we will get protected from that uncertain event and we'll be able to lead a free and a tension-free life. Stability is the key element out here. What are the principles that we spoke about? The principles of utmost good faith. You need to be truthful as to what your statement, what your current position is as of today. Principle of insurable interest, that the insured object, there is a direct interest of the insured person in that particular object. The principle of indemnity, you cannot take insurance for or compensation for more than what the loss has happened. So that is the principle of indemnity. You indemnify the insurance company so as to ensure that the compensation is not more than the loss occurred. Principle of contribution. So if there are two insurance policies for the same asset, then the insurance company has a right to share the loss with the other insurance companies. Principle of subrogation. The insurance once paid on particular loss or damage, the ownership right of that asset, then insurance company in certain cases. This is to ensure that there is no profitable element left from the insurance policy, and the person who has been given the insurance accepts the quantum of compensation to the extent of loss incurred to him. The principle of loss minimization, that you need to do everything in your capacity. You need all steps in your capacity to ensure that loss is minimized to a larger extent. Why the loss should be minimized? The loss should be minimized so that whatever is the salvage value of the goods, whatever is we've been able to save from minimizing that loss, that will go into reducing the loss that you might face, or the compensation element, the net compensation element that the insurance company may have to pay out. And company principle, cause proxima. What is the nearest cause that needs to be identified in terms of the policy that you've taken? And once the nearest cause is identified, that is the element, or that is the reason why there will be a claim settlement that will be done to you. If all these 7 principles are taken care of, if all these 7 principles are adhered to, if all these 7 principles are followed in the right manner, your insurance lifespan, your insurance policy lifespan will be longer. It will valid for a longer period. You will have better cover. You will have no problems in processing your claims, and you will have a smoother experience in terms of your insurance policy. We've always heard that there have been issues in terms of insurance companies giving lesser claims or insurance companies not fulfilling the claims. This is the reason that the reason here is that these 7 principles are somewhere, example, either not something or truthful, and this has been minimized to that effect. So friends, we need to understand that insurance is a very important part of our society, our life, our business, and what we do as a whole. I hope I have been able to give you an insight into the basics of insurance, and I would like to open this chat box for comments or questions that you may have to give in terms of what you would want to ask in terms of insurance and what you would want to know in lines of what we have learned today about insurance.
Thank you, Mr. Bhesania.
That was very to open the chat box.
Yes, absolutely. So I'll open the chat box, but would request one thing of all the students, please. Only type your question once. And please, if you can just make it related to insurance, that would be helpful, because that's the topic that we want to stay on. We might not answer all the questions, but if there are certain questions, we'll pass them on. And Mr. Bhesania, once he answers them, we'll share that with your school group. So once again, a reminder, please just ask your question once and pertaining to the topic of insurance, please. Okay, so the chat box is open. So before the students start typing the question, perhaps I can ask you, insurance, I guess, is very much like an umbrella. It is for a rainy day. Am I right in my analogy? Sir, if you can perhaps.
Well, it's the simplest way that you can put it. Yes, it's the simplest way to put it, that it is for a rain, but right. It is also for the storm and thunder that it needs to protect you from. So when I say that, I mean the insurance, the loss or the risk could be to any extent. It could be a minor extent, or it could be a major extent. And you would never know what is that future rainy day would lead you into. And it is very pertinent or very important to ensure that you are insured against that event. And if you are, there is no reason why there is an insurance claim that cannot be settled.
So we're starting to get a lot of questions.
There is a question from Anand. It says, if my shop has destroyed because of natural disaster, will I get my claim? Yeah. So yes, definitely, but it depends on what you have insured your shop with. If you have insured your shop with a natural disaster or natural calamity, and you have taken the insurance pertaining to that, that is what will say of causa proxima. What has closest cause to the goods or the shop that has been destroyed? And if that has been destroyed with the cause which has been insured, then most definitely you will be paid your insurance claim. Well, there's a lady, Radhika, who says, what are the risks of having life insurance? There is no risk of having a life insurance. In fact, you're protecting your risk of from individual who's in. At the day, anything will happen to a person. Okay, you are insuring yourself from the loss of revenue that that person might bring into the family. So there is absolutely no risk of having a life insurance. You're insuring your own life. In fact, certain insurances are compulsory. So for example, if you have a motor car or a motor vehicle, you have to take third parties. What is third insurance? You are being insuring the fact that if there is any third person who is injured or who has been affected because of an accident, because of your negligence or your car, you will be able to pay out whatever damage or loss has been that has happened to him. It is a very important factor that life is the most utmost principle that we want to live with. Ease of insurance will ensure that what you insure and what you claim, once that is identified, it is very easy to go through that claim, and life is the most important aspect of that. What do insurance companies earn if they give money claim to everyone? Question from Lakshya. Well, there are about 1 billion people in the country, and even if 20% of them were to take insurance, let's say for fire, do you think these people will have a fire in their home for all of them? No. So insurance companies have claims to just a particular percent and volume. You've been paying premium, let's say for 10 years, and if nothing happens for 10 years, you have just paid the premium to protect yourself, and the insurance company has earned on that premium. The insurance company surely does have a risk that he has to pay you if that event were to happen. But if that event does not happen, then that is the component of profit the insurance company has. Secondly, if he has paid you the insurance, we learned one principle, that this is not for making profit. Means what? That is the principle of subrogation. The ownership right of certain asset will move to the insurance company, and they can sell that asset for a scrap or some kind of recovery, and they can do some recovery out of the payout which they have done to you. What is premium? Well, premium is the amount that you need to pay to the insurance company on a regularly defined basis. It could be monthly, it could be quarterly, it could be annually. You need to ensure that you pay this amount to them to keep insurance, to ensure that insurance policy does not lapse, to ensure that your insurance claim, when it comes for settlement, you have been a proper insured person who has paid all the premiums on time, and your insured value does not get affected. If that happens, there is no reason why your claim will not be settled. Premium is the component or the amount that you need to pay to ensure that policy stays alive. What is the meaning of causa proxima? Jay Kambhat, what is the meaning of causa proxima? Causa proxima is nearest cause. What is the nearest cause that has, whether it is in the example that we gave, whether it is the rats who had destroyed the premises or whether it was the rain which seeped into the premises and damaged the goods. So causa proxima is basically identifying the real cause or the ultimate cause because of which something has got damaged or because of which you have faced a loss. If that cause is identified, then there is a match made in terms of identifying whether that cause or that component has been insured in your policy. And if the answer is yes, then you will be able to claim that component if there has been an event which has happened. What is the meaning of net compensation? Well, net compensation is whatever you have been able to salvage, whatever you've been able to protect or save out of the goods that were being destroyed, whatever is that element, okay, that is what the insurance company can get. And once that insurance company gets that for in their books of accounts or in their accounts, it is a net payout which they have done to you. So let's say they have made a payout to you and they have got some element of recovery. The net component which the insurance company has faced because of the payout on this policy is what is net compensation paid out. How do I get tax benefits using insurance in all ways, Piyush? Well, tax really defines what is the type of insurance that you can get a tax benefit on. So if you take life insurance, you will definitely get a tax benefit on that. If you have Mediclaim policies, you can definitely get tax benefit on. So there is a clear identification of items where you can get a tax benefit on, and those components are defined in the income tax. Like Anina ma'am mentioned earlier, taxation benefits and revenue benefits from insurance can be taken in a separate session because that is a component on its whole. But this is more to understand as to holistically how insurance is to balance what risk you will face, is to balance what benefits you will get in terms of taxation, and is to balance that you will get protected from the future event. If we want insurance back, will it be paid? Well, there is something called as surrender of policy. I am not sure what you mean by insurance back. But if you want to stop paying your premium and you want to surrender your policy and you feel that this insurance which you have taken is no longer useful for you, or this risk is no longer the risk that will happen to you, then you can most definitely surrender your policy. When you surrender your policy, there is something which they call as surrender value. This surrender value is what the insurance company will pay you if you've been paid real up to a period of time or up to the date which you want to cancel the policy. The moment you cancel the policy, there will be something called the surrender value, and you can stop your policy from. If our insurance life is up to 20 years, after 20 years will I get my claim? Well, your claim is only valid up till the point of time your policy. The moment your policy lapses or your policy ends, your claim is valid. So please ensure that when you take insurance in the future, you ensure that you pay all the premiums on time. You ensure that things are, all the conditions are fulfilled, whichever is mentioned in the policy on time and in a proper manner. And that will ensure that whatever the duration of insurance, you will be insured to that effect. If nothing happened to the insurer in his whole life, will the money be paid back or returned? Well, there are some types of insurance policies which have now come out, which talks about money back insurance or guarantee insurance, and these are the various types. Obviously, in these types of insurance, there are two components. One is the insurance and one is the return. So there are policies where you can have money back, and there are variations to it, and insurance agents will be able to identify and help you with that. Yash says, if my house is destroyed, so will I be getting any insurance claimed? Well, yes, you will be getting insurance claimed. But what is the reason of your house being destroyed? Is it because of fire? Is it because of earthquake? Is it because of natural causes? What reason? And what is the reason that insurance with? Is it real insurance to cover all the natural calamity? Is it to certain aspects? The policy will define as to what is the aspects that you have insured with or that you are covered with, and the insurance claim will be settled accordingly. How to choose the company to take insurance? Well, this is a very simple one, actually. There are many insurance companies that give you insurance. There are many websites that help you choose or compare insurance policies. You can reach out to, you can study what your cause is that you need to protect. You can reach out to a broker or any of these websites. You can study as to what you want to protect, how you want to protect, and you can then select the insurance company that you would want to cover yourself with the policy in. It is very critical to ensure that you select correct insurance company, because when claims happens and at point of time, how smooth is the process, how smooth and how fast is the process is very critical to ensure that you get claims in a timely manner and without any extra effort or pains which you may have to go through otherwise. Sir, what is the use of insurance after we die? Well, there are two types of people. One, you would insure yourself for loss to yourself. But the second is you would insure your immediate family from any risk that may happen to you because of your death. So if you are the only earning member of the family and something were to happen to you, and there are children in the family who have to get educated, who has schooling, or you have taken a housing loan, how will that family pay the housing loan? How will the children continue with the education without getting affected? So it is very important that life insurance is taken, simply because you are going to protect the future of your loved ones from the money that you would get from insurance in spite of your absence. And that is the most important thing. You may save whatever you can save in terms of what you earn and what you give to the family. Additionally, you can protect yourself and your family from an insurance policy.
We have got several questions.
Sir,
I think it will take another 2 hours to. I've disabled chat for now because, in spite of requesting all to just post the question one time, students are posting it multiple times, which makes it very hard to sift through new questions. I think one question.
It's okay, Nina. It's okay, Nina.
Yeah.
No, it's okay, Nina. Yeah, put up your question, please.
The one question I think that is coming up again and again is, what is co-insurance? A little too.
Okay. So co-insurance is where insurance companies come together to insure one particular object. that is called co-insurance. So you see, the value of that asset could be very, very large. And if anything were to actually happen to that, one insurance company may not be able to bear the entire burden of the payout. So in that scenario, an insurance company will look to co-insure that particular object. And it could be a very valuable asset. So for example, it's a jewelry shop. If it's a jewelry shop, it's very valuable, and you want to insure it. You may insure it from theft, you may insure it from fire, you may insure it from earthquake, whichever aspects there are. And it's a very, very there are valuable components in it. And one insurance company may not like to bear the risk of this loss for, or be exposed to that risk of that loss for 10 years or 15 years, whatever is the term of the policy. And hence, you see, co-insurance, they'd like two people to come together and insure so that the insurance company does not, face a huge financial loss in case of their. I think broadly I've been able to answer most questions, I think.
Absolutely. I think some of them are very specific.
Is there something, Nina ma'am, which you feel I have missed out, or?
No, I think some of them are very specific to
Should I get a whole life cases. Policy or term policy? Yeah. It is as per, yes. Get insurance on my car if my car is stolen just someday. Is after the insurance, mostly. The point of time you take insurance, the point of time your policy becomes active, that is the start date. If your car is stolen, the immediate next day, you will definitely get your insurance claim done. Claim investigation will happen, and you need to give the requisite documents of your ownership, that is the insured object, and that will lead to smoothing of the insurance claim. Most definitely you will get it. If there will be no risk, then why are there so many policy options? Well, definitely risk, and this risk is not only small risk about risk or income, life, it's a risk, the business that you do, the risk of property, that is risk. And each of this risks is that you try to cover in an insurance policy. Well, I guess, Nina ma'am, would you want to moderate some of the questions, or you would want to?
I think we have got almost all of them, sir. And like I said, some of them are very specific.
Want me to answer them separately offline?
Yes, I think some are extremely specific. So, like, what will happen if the nominee and the person both died in an accident? Radhika Rathi is asking that. I think they're extremely specific, and it requires a little bit more involvement in what policy. So I think we've answered the bulk of the from the students, then share them with you. That's all that I think we have time for today. We realize that you have taken time from your busy schedule in order to be here with us and answer very patiently to all the questions that came out. For all the students, Naman has asked a few times. Naman, it's not that Naman, it's not that your question, your message was not read. We had to find the right time for it. Yesterday's session, if you missed, we are going to put it up on YouTube, and the link will be shared with your teacher by tomorrow or day after, given that tomorrow is Republic Day holiday. And all the students can view the webinar for today as well, again on YouTube. So if I think that's about all. If any student has a question, please send it to your teacher, who will relate it to us, and we will request Mr. Bhesania to answer the question and then relate it back to you. For the students who are joining us, tomorrow is Republic Day. So Republic Day greetings to all of you. I will give you some homework because it shouldn't be any different. Now, the first person who can actually tell us when we join the meeting at 4 o'clock on Thursday for our next webinar as to what is the significance of Republic Day. I'd like to know that from all of you. So the first, I want to see how quick you are, and we will discuss that on Thursday. And Mr. Bhesania, sir, you're joining us again on Thursday as well for investments, which is a very interesting topic again.
Yes, most definitely.
Indeed, great. Great. All right, sir, thank you so much for the time and your patience and answering all the questions. It has been most helpful and truly appreciate it. Thank you to all the students as well and parents and other adults who are here. We look forward to seeing you again on Thursday, and happy Republic Day to everybody. Have a great evening. Take care and stay safe, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Okay, I think someone has still their hands raised. I'm going to allow the meeting chat for a quick, if somebody wants to type in a question, someone has their hands raised. If someone wants to type a question, please do so. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anirudh. Have a great evening yourself. I think someone has their hand raised. Bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you very much, all of you. Okay, I will get the answer for you. Arshpreet Singh, you have written what is unit linked insurance. I will ask Mr. Bhesania and try to get you that answer. If you could kindly send an email also to us so that I know which school you're from. Okay, some questions I think are a little too technical. Shubham, for you, the homework. Yes. The homework is what is the significance of Republic Day? So please tell me, why do we have a Republic Day? We have an Independence Day already. What is the need for a Republic Day, right? So if we will open the chat for a quick 2 minutes before we start the meeting, and I want to know who is going to be the first person to give that homework to us. Yeah, Shubham, clear? Great. Okay, bye everybody. Have a great evening. Take care. Stay safe. Yeah, Gurleen, my dear, we won't see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Republic Day. So we will see you on Thursday, which is day after tomorrow. Parimi Sai Chandana, you have asked some question which is a little too technical, my dear. I'll try to get that answered. If you can just send an email to our email address, because I don't know what school you are at. So please send that email as well. CC your teacher so that we know that it's, when we reply back, it'll be easier. All right, great. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to end the meeting now for all. See you all on Thursday. Bye.